What is up, YouTube? My name is Mario, aka the Loot Box Hero. Check out the second channel because the second channel is popping. I didn't know that Harriet Tubman video was gonna do that good, but that jam popping. Aka the real Super Mario, aka YouTube's greatest fat man here, bringing you another video. All right, so we have a pretty interesting video for you today. We have two 4chan text dumps because last time I didn't give you one because I cut it for time because, you know, even though I know you love my sexy face and my amazing voice, you know, I try to keep these under 40 minutes if I can. So I kind of cut it for time. So we gonna have two in this video. We also have some information that more information on the Switch 2 leaks. Like the leaks are getting crazy now. Now we got potential launch games coming out of France, so that's gonna be interesting. We also have more Marvel Rivals coverage. So last time I covered the censorship by the CCP. Now apparently there are bots in the game. So that, you know, they're botting the game now, and you know there's also a big kind of controversy with the mods, which I have to say the mods look hilarious. All right, that looks crazy. All right, you know, plus more news on Pokemon as well coming out. So of course you want to continue getting videos like this from me. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell button. All that good stuff to YouTube requires you to continue getting videos from me. Follow me on twitter.com/RSMario128. Like my video tweet, share my video tweet. I'll shout you out at this portion of the video. Let's get on into it. Alright, so for your first 4chan text dump of the evening, we have, this one is about Generation 10. So it says, the Terra leak was right about the island humping theme. Oh my gosh.
You know, I found that comment to be very suspect.
Island humping, man. The Gen 10 region is based on the Caribbean. Areas based around Florida, the Yucatan, Cuba, Venezuela, Haiti, the Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, Panama, Nicaragua, Costa Rica, Honduras, Belize, Jamaica, the Virgin Islands, the Bahamas, and various small Caribbean islands. The player's hometown is based on Miami, which of course you'll be from Miami. He's probably a podcaster too. He's probably like Red Pill AF on here talking about how all the lady trainers ain't all the lady trainers are hoes and not to be trusted. You know what I'm saying? You can't trust these lady trainers, man. You know, the league is in a city based on San Juan. Rival is implied to be from Texas, from a Texas-based region that may show up in a future game. A Texas-based Pokemon region would be kind of interesting. All right, you know, it would be kind of interesting. I ain't gonna lie. The other rival is from a city based on Havana. Okay, so he's Cuban, so of course he will be your rival because you're from Florida. The first DLC region is the Amazon rainforest, and the second DLC region is the Rocky Mountains. So this sounds really cool. It also sounds like way too much work. I don't think I almost said Square Enix. I don't know what I'm thinking about today. I don't think that Game Freak would be willing to do this, to put that many, because usually when a region is based off of a country, they want to have a lot of aspects of that country and its culture and stuff to be kind of reflected in the game. All right, if you look at the Asian regions, like, you know, you look at all the Japan regions, like the Japanese culture is reflected in those games. You know, if you look at the American region, like Unova, you know, it feels kind of like New York, you know, with the racism and everything. You know, even the trash, you know, you know what I'm saying? Like the France, all these regions kind of reflect whatever, you know, country that region is based off of. But this is like, you know, like, you know, well over half a dozen countries. I don't know if they're going to want to try to throw that much culture into the game. It's going to feel messy. You know, they kind of like the game to have one, you know, one like theme to it. This would definitely be real messy, but it would be fun though. Like a like a Central American like Pokemon region, like that would be fun. That would be fun. Like that would be crazy. All right, so we move on to some other news. We have He Who Shall Not Be Named says, seems like Pyoro is hinting at the Pokemon TCG Pocket trading feature being limited to diamond and 1-star cards. So this has actually been a rumor that I've seen a couple times, because the trading feature is supposed to come out at some point this month. All right, you know what I'm saying? Because they said it was early in the year, so at some point this month we're going to be getting the trading update for TCG Pocket. Lord. So this kind of makes sense, because if they do the trading thing wrong, right? If they do the trading aspect of the game wrong, they could kill the game's monetization economy, right? Because if you can trade any card you want for any other card that you want, then there's less reason for you to buy packs in the game. You know what I'm saying? There's less reason for you to buy packs, and there's less reason if there's less reason for you to buy packs, then that's the main way you spend money. All right, shoot, the reason why people got premium accounts is so they can get more packs. So yeah, I don't think they want to do that. I don't think they want to ruin the economy of the game. So I can definitely see them just restricting trading to like the common cards or the uncommon cards, because I mean, people want to like buy packs so they can get those full arts and those rare cards, and I can see why they would do this. Either way, I can't wait to see what the trading aspect's gonna be, because there's definitely some cards that I kind of want, and I'm tired of trying to pull for them. And the Wonder Pick pisses me off so much, bro. Like, you don't even know. I'm like, next story. Oh, next we have a rumor. So, Light says NateTheHate has stated that this Thursday, the 16th, Nintendo the Switch 2 will be presented and launched between May and June. The presentation will be focused on the console. No games or software will be shown, just a game running on it. Games will be launched: Mario Kart, 3D Mario for the holiday season, Final Fantasy VII Remake, and Assassin's Creed Mirage, which all of those actually sound convincing. Like, I can see Mirage getting ported over. I can see Remake getting ported over. It'll be interesting to see what happens with Rebirth because of console exclusivity nonsense that Square Enix has with Sony. But I can see Remake making it over. New 3D Mario for the holiday season, I think, is a bit soon. But we haven't had a 3D Mario in a while, so maybe. And of course, Mario Kart, like, yeah, that's a given. Like, Mario Kart is a system seller regardless. Like, Mario Kart and a Pokemon game, this jam about to sell 12 million easy at launch. Easy clap, as the children say. We have more on NateTheHate and Switch 2. We have Stealth. He slides in and he says, according to NateTheHate, Flight Simulator 2024, Halo the Master Chief Collection are coming to the PS5 and the Switch 2 in 2025. Microsoft was on Nintendo's list of developers they want to build better relationship with. So we see the developers down here. You got 505, you've got you've got Atlas, Bandai Namco, Capcom. You've got a bunch of different people, but you do see that Microsoft is there. So Microsoft is there. So it's interesting that they want to build a better relationship with Microsoft. Now, we do know that they already have a business relationship with Microsoft because of the Switch, not the Switch 2, the whole Microsoft versus Sony Call of Duty situation. You know what I'm saying? Because of the discovery in that case, it revealed that Microsoft signed a deal with Nintendo to bring Call of Duty to Nintendo consoles with parity. So basically, feature parity with the big PS5, Xbox, PC versions. So we already know that they have a relationship on that front. And I mean, Phil Spencer is dead set on killing the Xbox brand, by making it go multi-plat. So I can see them doing this. All right. The thing is, will the Switch 2 be powerful enough to run Master Chief Collection? It's possible. It's possible. I mean, because especially Flight Simulator. Flight Simulator is like a really graphically intensive game. So if this is true, then like that means that the Switch 2 is definitely going to be able to run at least some current gen titles. You know what I'm saying? So this is a big one. All right, this is kind of huge. A sad day for Xbox gamers, but a good day for everybody else. So we got another one. This one is from Pirate Nations. I haven't seen Pirate Nation in a minute. He says the leaker of the date of the PS5 Pro and the Nintendo Alarm published the announced date of the Nintendo Switch 2. The console will be revealed on January 17th with a launch on March 3rd, along with the long-awaited Mario Kart 9, Red Dead Redemption 2, and a trailer for the new 3DS Mario. It's going to retail at $400 Canadian. So this actually sounds kind of close to what the other people have been saying. You know, the 17th is a Friday, 16th is a Thursday. Nintendo usually works Tuesday, Thursday for their big announcements and whatnot. So, you know, again, it's close. Now, the thing where this really gets off the rails is launch on March 3rd. That would be crazy. All right, that would be super crazy. All right, I don't think they would launch the game this early. I mean, it's possible since the game is leaked, the system's leaked. I mean, maybe they would, but I would think they will probably wait for like maybe, you know, third, fourth quarter. You know what I'm saying? So you know, bring it out in the summer, which is early third quarter, you know, or bring it out late third quarter, which would be like the fall for the holidays. You know, I can see something like that. You know. But March, that's pretty crazy. All right, that's kind of crazy, you know. I mean, it will capitalize off of tax time, so I can kind of see them doing that. But, you know, releasing that jam before the summer, I mean, because the summer more than likely is when we're going to get most of our information about the launch games and stuff like that. Like Summer Games Fest, you know, used to be E3 season. It's probably where we're going to get most of our information. So that's why I think we're going to release it after that, probably like, you know, late June, early August, going into like September, October territory, you know. Now the other thing that kind of throws this off is the $400 Canadian. $400 Canadian is like
a few moments later,
$277, so it's almost $300 American, which that would be crazy. If they can make a system that powerful and portable sell for $300, bro, Nintendo working some magic, bro. Like they done won the console war, dog. More than likely, this system, like I said before, is gonna be between $400 and $500. $450 is the sweet spot. That's the sweet spot right there. You know, anything over $500 and it's a little bit much, going, you know, $600-700. Anything under that and it makes the system feel cheap. All right, like you don't want it to feel cheap. You want it to feel like, oh, this is a new piece of tech, but you don't want it to be like Sony levels of new tech. You know, like, oh, you would get a second job to buy this system. Like, you don't want it to feel like that. And $450 is the perfect spot for it. But for 400 Canadian seems like a little bit cheap. But it's possible though. Pirate Nation is kind of like, you know, mixed when it comes to his rumors. But sometimes he's been right though. All right. Specifically with this dude right here, this average Luca fanatic dude. So we move on to the next little bit of Switch 2 information, the launch games. So I said a while ago that I was working on a list of launch titles, things I would like to see for the Switch or things that are probable for the Switch. I was just trying to think of a cool gimmick for the video so it's not just a list. But of course they said, forget your video, we're going to drop it anyway. So FNAC, which I believe is like a French rating board. I think FNAC is like the French version of like ESRB maybe. And so they've got a bunch of registrations for Switch 2 games. So this person said, I dug deeper into the FNAC leak and found other pre-made product pages. The prices are not displayed, but you can find them if you visit the page and then go under the product page. It will show the recent products you've checked out with prices. Here are all the links and products I've found so far. I'll edit the proper info over time. So we got Switch 4, and this is at $70. It's an EA game, so that could be like Madden, more than likely. So then we got pre-ref Switch Square. So we got Square Enix Switch. So this is probably a Square Enix game. But the thing is, it says 79 euros. That's like $80. It's like $81, $82. So like, I don't know. Like, I don't think they're gonna be selling Switch games for $80, dog. I don't know about that, bro. I don't know about that one. I think it's probably gonna be like $70. We got a Bandai game, so that's also gonna be $80, which, I mean, the Square Enix game is probably Final Fantasy Remake, more than likely, or something like maybe a Triangle Strategy port, or Final Fantasy 16. That's a possibility. The Bandai game, a lot of people are saying that this is gonna be like Elden Ring, which I can see that. All right, I can see that. Elden Ring is not the most graphically challenging game ever. Like, Elden Ring, for being as good a game as it is, it does look kind of fugly. I'm not just talking about the artistic design. I'm talking about graphically, okay? So I can see it playing on the Switch too. Bethesda, I don't know what this is. A lot of people saying this could be like the latest iteration of Skyrim, which is possible, but it could be, you know, again, we talking about Phil Spencer here. It could be Starfield. Alright, it could be Starfield. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Alright, I'd play Starfield on the Switch. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's gonna look the same regardless. It's a Bethesda game. So we got another Square game, another Bandai game, a Take-Two game. So this one is big. So Take-Two, and this one says $0 though. So this could be an upgrade, which means that more than likely this is probably like Grand Theft Auto 5. All right, like this is probably Grand Theft Auto 5, and if you have a previous version of the game on like PS5 or something like that, then they'll upgrade it and give you the Switch 2 version for free. I wouldn't be surprised, you know. Then we have a Warner game. This is probably Mortal Kombat. All right, Mortal Kombat, shoot, they was able to like somehow with black magic and witchery, it was able to get Mortal Kombat 1 to run on the Switch. I definitely can see them getting it to run on Switch 2. And then this is the big thing. So we got the console. There's 4 console SKUs. All right, one is 359 euros, and one is 200 euros, and another one is 254 euros. So this is about $370. This is a little over $200. This is about almost $260, probably about $260. So this is all like kind of crazy. All right, like now all these prices I can say take with a grain of salt, but for them to sell the games at $80, but they sell the system for way cheaper, like that's kind of crazy. And then we have one SKU that doesn't have a price at all. So, you know, and then it says, by the way, the page for Take-Two games shows size characteristics and perhaps Switch 2 game cases. So he got all this from that one page. But yeah, so this is essentially the Switch launch list. So we're going to get several games from Bethesda, Take-Two, Warner Brothers, Square Enix. You know what I'm saying? They're all on board. But the thing is, we don't see no Microsoft. So, you know what I'm saying? So maybe we're not going to get Master Chief and Flight Simulator at launch. Maybe it'll be like launch window or holiday, something to that extent, if that's a thing. But if this is true, this is kind of crazy. This is this is like leaking the launch list of games essentially. All right, so then we move on to the next segment of our show today, and it is the What's Wrong with Marvel Rivals segment, because yesterday, so the more I look into Marvel Rivals and the more I play it, the more I find issues with it. Don't get me wrong, I think the game is fun, but I do find a lot of issues with the game, and the big thing about it is people don't seem to be talking about it. Like, you know, I've said nobody was talking about the censorship that we saw in the last video I did on Saturday, and this stuff nobody is talking about. So, Dexerto says Marvel Rivals players have discovered a new way to detect bots in their games. So apparently, this has been a thing that, you know, I guess at least some people have been talking about, that there are bots in the actual game of Marvel Rivals. So this is not like, you know, player versus AI where you go and practice or whatever. This is like you run up in the quick play and there are bots playing the game.
You made me angry.
I'm
Team's capture players has passed the halfway point.
Alright, which kind of like, you know, brings on several questions, you know. But from the Dexerto article, it says Marvel Rivals players have found an invisible woman trick that further highlights the game's bot-related issues. Shortly after the game launched, Marvel Rivals users realized that repeated losses result in bot-filled quick play matches. Bots have thus become a contentious topic, and the season 1 edition of the Fantastic Four may heighten those frustrations. In the season 1 update brought Mr. Fantastic Invisible Woman to the hero shooter, breaking its own player count record in the process. So basically, you turn invisible and you stand in front of a character, and if they don't try to get around you and they just stand there, it's a bot, because the bot doesn't know if the bot knows it's a character, but it doesn't really know how to navigate that situation because it is a bot. Tis not human. Don't get me wrong, there are people that probably do play like this. Like, and that could be in any game. I've had people like this in Overwatch. Like, people just muy retardanto. You know what I'm saying? But no, this is a thing. Like, because that means that if there are this many bots in the game, like people are getting like, you know, 2 and 3 bots on your team, like that's kind of crazy. That means half your team aren't even real people, which means how many people are actually playing Marvel Rivals? Like, there's probably a lot. I'm not saying that they're totally lying about their numbers. Like, if there's like 500,000 people playing right now, probably like 2/3 of that are probably real people. Like 300 to 400,000 of those people are probably real people playing the game, because the game is that fun and it has a bunch of licensed characters. But that means that there's also 1 to 200,000 bots in the game. And remember, this is China. They don't have any scruples about fudging their numbers or like faking stories. Remember what happened with Black Myth Wukong, you know, when they came out with the fake, you know what I'm saying, Sweet Baby Inc. wanted to come to China and like make the game woke, you know, whatever. Like, that wasn't gonna happen. That story was fake, but people ran with it regardless because China game good, not woke. We need to push it. That's what happened. You know what I'm saying? And so the same thing is happening here. You know, now it seems like they're botting the game to boost the numbers to make it look better than what it actually is. All right, and I'm not saying that it's bad. I'm just saying they're lying to you. All right, the same way that people weren't talking about the censorship. And look, people are actually carrying water for the game. Like, you got this one dude say, oh, it definitely keeps the players that are bad or on a losing streak happy? Is this really a problem? Yes, sir, it is a problem. Okay, because if you market your game as the biggest game out right now, but a chunk of your game or your of your player base isn't real, then yes, you're lying to people. All right, like somebody get Elon in there, bro. Somebody need to get Elon over there at NetEase, man, to find these bots, cuz. And then you got people saying, oh, bot games are 2 on your team, 6 on the enemy team. It really doesn't seem like there is any criteria for triggering them regardless of what people think. I've been on ones. I've been in ones regardless of how I or the other people on the other team have been performing. They're probably gathering data or tweaking.
The going crazy right there from my man, bro. Get off they cocks.
You do know that they can see everything you do in the game, right? They don't have to throw bots out there to gather data. Like no game throws bots into multiplayer lobbies with real people to gather data. If they want to gather data, they could just look at your gameplay. You know what I'm saying? Like, can you imagine if Overwatch did this, right? If Overwatch like started to put bots into the game, like real, like in the real game. I'm not talking about like versus AI. I'm talking about you running the quick play and it's just real life bots. Like C3PO is on your team, okay? That's crazy. People will be like, oh my gosh, they're botting the numbers because they're dying. Dead game, man, dead game. But if this game does it, all of a sudden, oh, well, they're just tweaking and they're just gathering data. Like, they're just there because the trash players need some bots. Like, no, they're botting this to make it look better than what it actually is. All right? Stop, man. Stop carrying water for this game. I'm getting mad. It's like Power World. This is like Power World all over again. All right? Like, because Power World, people had just regular issues with Power World, and then people will be like, no, you can't say that. You're lying. You just hate it because you're a Pokemon shield. Like, no, all right? Stop carrying water for this trash game. So we move on to the next story. So, Marvel Rivals. Mods no longer work after Season 1 update. Players are trying to find a workaround to use custom skins, but mods may be gone for good. So, this is something that I thought was actually really fun, was that they had mods in the game. Now, mods in a multiplayer game that's kind of crazy, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, but it looks like they didn't want this to happen, so they are trying to patch it out now. And the mods have been crazy. You've got like mods like, you know, people putting like mid in the game. You know, they put One Piece in the game, which I'm like, if you just want to put mid, if you want to risk your account for mid, you can do that. But the real reason to risk your account getting banned is for the memes. Bro, I wanted to play this, so I would play, look, I don't even play Black Panther. I would play Black Panther every day of Black History Month with this mod. Cause that's freaking clean, bro. Come on, bro. And it looks good, dog. It looks good. It don't look like a mod. Like, they actually made that jank look good. Like, it's supposed to be in the game. Come on, dog. But apparently, they don't want you to have this kind of fun. You know what I'm saying? They want to, not only are they moderating the way you speak in the game, they're moderating how you can have fun with the game. So, from Dixerto, it says, while Marvel Rivals Season 1 delivered a roster of new heroes, exclusive skins, and exciting gameplay updates, the patch also introduced sweeping technical changes that have effectively silenced the once thriving modding scene. Marvel Rivals modders had their moment, and it was glorious. Vegeta as Iron Man, Winter Soldier morphing into CJ from San Andreas, and Jeff the Landshark becoming Pochita from Chainsaw Man. The news was shared on the popular site XOX Leak. The Marvel Rivals update has introduced asset hash checking. Due to this, mods do not work anymore until the workaround is found. Essentially, the game now scans its files to ensure every asset matches an official approved hash or digital fingerprint. If a mod changes one pixel or sound effect, a hash mismatch occurs and the mod gets blocked. It's a simple, brutal solution. Netease made modding practically impossible without risking game crashes or possible bans. So, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I have to say, I kind of understand why. Because, to be honest, this low-key smells like a cease and desist. Alright, I feel like some copy holder, you know, saw their character in this game and was like, nah, China, y'all ain't gonna do that to me. Nah, China. Y'all ain't doing that to me, cuz. And sent them a cease and desist. That's possible. Alright, especially with the amount of anime characters in the game, because people was putting Luffy in, putting Vegeta in, you know, all kinds of stuff. So, maybe they got that old C and D, you know what I'm saying? Interesting. It's interesting. So, tell me what you think. We're going to move on to the next 4chan text dump. So, he starts off with, I can't explain it, but I've been shown a trailer for ZA Legends, which is coming out. I've been told, and just to say, we're not ready. The game looks graphically very good. Nothing to do with Arceus or Scarlet and Violet. I'm guessing that means from like a visual perspective. I do not want to spoil too much of the narrative of the trailer, so I'll just comment on the things that were shown. Lumino City has decided to completely reform itself to improve the relationship with the Pokemon, creating areas for various species to properly adapt to the city. We have been chosen as junior researchers for the task of helping to suit the city to all the possible species by means of a Pokédex. We are introduced to the starters, which are the Gen 6 starters, at the table, where far in the background you can see some Mega Rings. I think that's what they are. They may be something else. They probably are Mega Rings. It would be crazy if they didn't give the Gen 6 starters Megas, because they didn't do it the first time. Alright, the Gen 6 starters got cucked by the Gen 1 starters as far as getting Megas. So it'd be crazy if they did that again, you know. Quick look at several areas of the city. You can see Pokemon like Altaria, Emolga, Jigglypuff, and the Monkey Trio, and Rattata. So the Monkey Trio is in this. That's Gen 5 Pokemon. That's pretty cool. The female protagonist is seen hunting a group of Fletchling, throwing Pokeballs, as in Legends Arceus. This right here is cool, if this is real. Because I actually like the catch mechanics of Legends Arceus. The only thing I don't like about it is the fact that, you know, it basically does make catching very easy. Because if you just sneak up behind a Pokemon and you hit them with a Pokeball, you get that critical catch rate. And you can catch, like, freaking, like, the what is it? The big angry Pokemon. You can catch those by catching them from behind, which is kind of cheapens the whole thing, you know. Battle of the initials against different Pokemon. It doesn't look like the same battle system in Legends Arceus. Okay. Battle initiates. Okay, I think that's what he was trying to say. I was like, Battle of the initials. Like, what did that mean? Like, Fight of Lucario. Okay, this is worded really weird. I'm not slow, okay? It's not me, alright? Fight of Lucario against Garchomp. Mega Evolve the two at the same time. Do you see several Megas such as Lopunny, Slowbro, Beedrill, among others. You see a small beach surrounded by buildings, and a small mountain and some tunnels that are under Luminos City. So everybody talks about these Luminos tunnels. It would be cool if they did that. I mean, take a page from Tears of the Kingdom. You know, I don't think it would be that vast because the Tears of the Kingdom, their underground basically covers the entire map, just underground. I don't think they would do that, but doing some underground mechanic thing, underground area that you can traverse would be good. I'm gonna be honest. You know, let's see. The trailer ends with narration with a voiceover about the dangers of altering the ecosystem, and you see how a hexagonal pattern start to glow from the ground. The release date, according to the trailer, is in November. I don't remember the day because they only wanted to show it to me once, but I would say it's the 22nd. So November 22nd, if I'm not mistaken, is a Saturday. So I don't know. I think usually Nintendo drops games on Tuesdays. So it's possible, but, and not to mention, that's pretty close to Thanksgiving. You know what I'm saying? Like, there might be, what is Thanksgiving in 2025?
A few moments later.
Oh no, it's the 27th. So it's just like a week before Thanksgiving. So, but yeah, so I think it's pretty good. I think it's pretty good. It's not too fantastical, so it could be real. You know what I'm saying? It gives us just enough, like what you would see from an original trailer. So if it is fake, somebody actually put thought into it, and they just didn't make a fan fiction, you know. But it could very well be fake though. All right, so that's about it for this. Tell me what you think in the comments down below. Tell me what you think about the Marvel Rival stuff. You know what I'm saying? Are you going to defend the game, or are you going to keep having fun even though, you know, the game has flaws? You know, because I'm totally willing to do that. I know the franchises that I like have flaws, but I'm just willing to keep having fun anyway. You know what I'm saying? Is that the way you're going to do it? Tell me what you think in the comments down below. Like, comment, subscribe, and as always, people, keep it real.